All right, guys, I want to teach you something exciting. We come from, I don't know if you guys realize this, you guys might have just seen this video randomly and you clicked on it because of the thumbnail. We have 284 wins and 0 losses. At this moment, I do think this is the highest win rate ever recorded on cryptocurrency, and we're very humbled by that. But there's a strategy behind this. It's very simple that we use. And we use this, we look for trade setups every single day. I'm gonna actually walk you guys through the whole tutorial. It's not that long. It's so stinking simple of how we get into trades. But when you guys understand how we get into the market, and then you understand the insurance that we buy on each trade with buy limits, and you guys understand how we actually use the indicators to set up alerts so the algorithms work for us and we're just checking signals every morning, you're literally looking for and placing trades. The whole duration of waking up, looking at the charts, placing trades is no longer than about a 10-minute period. Maybe even less than that if you guys have done this for a while and you've got the system down. So let me show this to you guys. I know my face is covering the left side, but I want to keep the right side open so we can set alerts later. We started the strategy in February 22nd of 2023. All right. We did trade this in 2022. We learned a lot from that strategy, and then we implemented a new one. And ever since this new strategy, we've been keeping track of an open ledger to the public. Okay. We did that with that one as well. But here's the deal, guys. We use buy limits, 2 buy limits on every trade. Because of the accuracy of the indicators that we use to first of all get into the trade, we are winning 78.87% of all of our trades. This is something that I don't feel like a lot of people have online, and it's not to bash anybody else. It's just to say, for a second, pause and look at the confirmation yourself of how well the strategy is working. Because it's easy to come out and say, oh, we've won everything, but what are the statistics? Are we finagling anything? No, we're not. Genuinely, we're not. Okay? Buy limits. Although we set up 2 buy limits on every trade, 78.87% of our trades never use 1 or 2 buy limits. That means the original entry has almost an 80% probability of hitting an average of 6 to 8% profit. Okay? Over and over and over again. Only 16.20% of our trades hit buy limit 1. Only 4.93% of our trades hit buy limit 2, and we've never even activated the 3rd buy limit yet. Okay? As you can see here, in the bearish market that we had in February 22 of 23, we ended up calling out conservative trades that were about 4%. And as you'll see this, as the market started to turn around and get a little bit more bullish, what we ended up doing is we started calling out bigger trades. So we went from 4%, we went to 6%, 10%, 7%, 8% for a while, and then 6% for a while. And we just started hovering around this 8 to 5% for a while until we could get a hand of what's the market actually doing? Where do we see it going? And then we really, really turned it on. We did this for a while, guys. We did this for quite some time. Then we did a series of 10% trades, 12% trades, back to 8, back to 5, back to 8 again. And then we were like, okay, the bull market's here. And we just started going gangbusters here. And we did so many 10% plus trades. So I want you guys to look at something real quick. Let's do the math. If we use 1/3, okay, if we take our entry and break it into 3 buy limits, follow me here, guys. This is gonna excite you a lot. Okay, if you take, let's say, $10,000 and you split it into thirds, you have 33,333 at each buy limit and then an entry, right? So if this is our profit, how many trades would you have to win in order to get this profit? You would need 3. Okay, but sometimes these trades hit their 1st and 2nd buy limits and come back up and take 10% out. So you may need less. My point is this: how much does the S&P 500 do on a yearly basis? I would say conservatively, let's say 7 to 10%, okay? Although some trades hit their 2nd, 3rd buy limit, giving you more profit, let's just say all of them didn't hit a 1st or 2nd buy limit and they just got the market entry. That means you would need 3 10% trades to make 10% in your portfolio, right? 3 trades, 33%, you would need 3 to make 10%. Okay. Here is one portion of the S&P 500. Here's 2 portions. This is 3 times the S&P 500, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times, 7 times, 8 times, 9 times, 10 times the S&P 500. And it doesn't stop there because we had 10s continue to go down here. We had a 20%. So just in this time frame here in 2024, from about, what are we looking at? From about, let's just call this December. You've done 14 times the S&P 500, guys, in about a 4-month period. 14 times more than the S&P 500 in a 4-month period. Again, if you're only using a third, you need to look at 3 trades altogether. And what you're doing is you can take these and you can just go over and over and over again, okay? Sometimes we'll call a trade out and then a trade will be active and then another trade will be going at the same time. So that's why there's a conglomerate of trades where there's tons of trades that we call out. So you guys can look, obviously if you've done this for a whole duration of a year, not just a 4-month period, you're probably looking at maybe 8 to 10 times the S&P 500. And this is an open ledger. We have kept everything honest and transparent. Everything is in the actual membership, and we keep track of all the screenshots of the entries and the exits of every single trade. So you guys can actually see where the entry was, what the indicators look like when we set them up, and the results. So you guys can learn from all the indicators. So you're not just purchasing indicators, you're actually learning the strategy. Okay, enough of that. Let's actually get in. I'm going to teach you guys how to trade this, because this is making people great money while the market's going sideways, while it's going up, while it's going down, because people are getting their best entries right now because they're setting up buy limits. Do you understand that? Everybody getting the best entries are using this strategy because we force ourselves to use at least 2 buy limits. And if your first and second buy limit get hit, guess what? That's a lot of money you're making there, because you're dollar cost averaging into a bullish market that I believe is coming soon. Let's dive right in. First indicator we use is the top and bottom finder. Then we use the price or swell money flow, trades in favor, and then the SR levels. These are all indicators that I'll show you guys how to purchase later. There's links in the description if you want to get them, discounts for all of our members. Let's start here, guys. First thing we did is I said, you know what? I don't want to work as hard on this as you could. So let's make this easy. So what we ended up doing is we ended up setting up alerts. So all these alerts here are alerts on the top and bottom finder for every time we get a strong buy or a buy signal, which you can see in a market like this, buys need to be looked at. So here's what we do. We set up alerts, and in the morning we say, did we get a buy signal or do we get a strong buy signal? And all of this, guys, is actually under the log. So I can come in here every single morning and look to see what cryptocurrencies that I've set this alert up on have got a 4-hour signal for a buy, or a daily signal for a buy, or strong buy. I can just click on it. It takes me right to the chart, and then I can see exactly what that signal was. Okay, so this is the first thing. We're going to set up alerts real quick, and we're going to dive into risk management, and this will all make sense at the end, and I think you guys will get a lot out of this. Go over to the alert section. This is why my face is over to the left. Go ahead and click the plus sign. What I want you guys to do now is simply go to price. We're going to do this on Ape just because that's what we're on, okay? Top and bottom finder, go buy once per bar close, and down here, go Bitcoin, buy signal, and just create it. All right, click plus again, come over here, top and bottom finder, once per bar close, and we're actually going to click this time strong buy and Bitcoin. Sorry, Ape. Strong buy signal. Did I put? Okay, we did do Ape over here. All right. So now this is set, guys. We are good. I did this on all 40 of our coins that we track. So that will help you out a lot when you are wake up in the morning and you don't want to look through every single coin. Now here's where the sweet stuff. This is where this really does well. And I'm gonna show this to you guys on Algorand, for example, because I found this one this morning. I thought this was pretty good. So here's all we're doing. What we're looking for, guys, is we're looking for the market to be oversold to the downside, or we're looking for divergence. And we're looking for a price to be at levels of support. So when I see a buy signal in the market that's been recently put into the market, I look to see, all right, is well money flow low? We're down here to 41%. And if I come back here and I look in the past and say, okay, what has been the behavior of well money flow this low? Well, we can see over here that the last time we were down at this level, this is when the price actually saw a decent inflow back into the market. Now, as we see the market coming back down in a similar structure as we see here, just as we see here, what happened in the market here? Well, we saw when we're down this area, we did see an impulse move back up. Let me move this out from my face, okay? So I can tell when wells have sold to this degree, there's a likely chance we're gonna move back up. The simple part about this is that we just say, did we get a buy signal recently? Do we have well money flow low? And do we have trades in favor either low or moving back up when we could be seeing divergence here? Well, this moving back up, guys, is saying that structure is trying to push back to the upside. All right? If it's trying to push back to the upside and we're actually starting to head back down, this is a strong sign that we could be heading back up. Okay? The simple way to put this, and Jake does this a lot on our videos and he does a really good job with this, is he just says, look for the trifecta. If you've got a buy signal, and you've got well money flow low, and you've got trades in favor low, there is a very, very high correlation that if you get into this trade, you're going to make great money. And we did the math on this. On the daily and the 4-hour time frame, the average profit that you hit the fastest was between 4 and 6%. Okay, so here's how we do this. This is pretty fun. What we do is we simply just put on the trade. We are not nervous about these trades because of how much insurance we have. So let's say this. If you've got $1,000, you would come in here, and you would, if you wanted to take this trade today, you would put $333. It's going to be hard to write this out. So let me go like this. I'll actually type this out for us. At the market order, you would do $333. And we'll make this a fun color instead of red. We're going to make this like white. Okay? 333. That's the market order. Then you're going to do 333 at buy limit 1. And these are given to you guys right here. Okay? Then you're going to do 333 at buy limit 2. I'll put this like this. And then what I do for the take profit is this. All I do is I'm just trying to have my take profit below a current resistance because I don't want to take my take profit. And if you double click this, you guys just go to inputs and you can adjust the percentage right here. So right now we're at 20%. So if I went to like a 15% by going 1.15, do you guys see that right there? Here, I'll put it over here so my face isn't blocking it. See, 1.15. If I click enter, it's going to adjust this green line, and it's going to give you your exact take profit price. So if as long as the take profit is below the strongest resistance that we have, what does that mean, guys? Price is probably going to, if it's going to move back up, move to and be magnetized to resistance. And so all I want to do is I just want to get out before that time. So we could even put this up to about 18% here. And even 18% gives us a little bit of a gap. And sometimes what I'll do is I'll come over here, do a little bit of a rectangle and say, okay, do I actually have a gap? Boom, I've got a gap. Like perfect. This helps you guys win trades so much faster. So literally, that's it. Now, what's left in the steps? Well, it's very simple. You open Coinbase and you have your money there. Let's just say for this example, since we're doing 333, there's $1,000 you want to trade with. You would literally go as a market order. And again, I can't say this is financial advice because this is the disclaimers we've got up the yin yang on YouTube, okay? But this is something that our traders have done. If you guys choose to do this, you're choosing your own risk in this. But let me teach you. You could put $333 at a market order at this price right here. And then after that, go buy a limit at 0.146, buy a limit at 0.104. And then the take profit is simply just the take profit price, 0.223. Most of the time, like I shared with you guys, 80% of the time, if you are just following this where you've got a buy signal recently, well money flow low and trades in favor low, or moving back up in a divergence pattern, you guys are going to win this about 80% of the time. And so here's what happens is that as you do this, you're going to win this over and over and over and over and over again, about to the tune of close to about 80% of the time. This is where compound interest takes over and you just start making money hand over fist over and over and over again. Now, if the worst thing happens, which really isn't the worst, if the market heads back down, what do you have now? Well, now you make twice as much money on the profit because you have twice as much money in. Okay, so let's just say for easy math, I know we have different percentages. Let's say this take profit right here was 10%. Okay, so if you've got a third in the market, you're going to make 3.33% if you just hit the market order and it comes up here, right? 3.33%. If you hit buy limit 1, you're going to make 6.66. Then if you hit buy limit 2, you're going to make about 10% minus fees. Do you guys see as the market goes down and it hits your buy limits, not only do you make more money, your break-even entry comes down and you just set it at 10% over and over again, or 8% or 6%. And if the market goes down to buy limit 2, you've now got 3 portions in the market, you're making your full 10%, your break-even entry moves lower so you come and profit even faster. Oh, and by the way, because we're going into a bull market here, you just snag the best entries out of everybody in the market by having dollar cost average entries. I'm telling you, this is the #1 strategy to be trading right now in cryptocurrency, because it allows you to buy insurance. If we see a flash crash in the S&P 500, you've got buy limits already set up. But if we don't, then you're just rinsing and repeating. I'm going to keep this part on here over and over and over again. And this is where you're kicking butt on the S&P 500. And you go through win streaks like this where you have a trade and you say, okay, I won that trade, I'm done. We may have called out these 4 trades while you were still in this trade. Okay, jump in the next one. Jump in the next one. You can jump in the next one. Like you can do this over and over again. So once you guys understand this, you have the power to just do this on every single cryptocurrency for as long as you want. And it's just rinse and repeat. Okay, here's the next steps. If you guys want to do this, we can teach you how to do this, or you can just have the indicators, or you can get the indicators and we'll teach you at the same time. So the indicators are this. It's in the description. I believe it's the second link down. First link's our membership. If you guys do get a membership with us, and I actually coach you guys and teach you how I trade my $1 million cryptocurrency account in the future forecast every Tuesday and Friday. Tomorrow I'll be coming out with another video. If you guys go under indicators, if you get a membership first, which comes out to $49 for the first month, we will give you $150 off on top of the discounted $499. This is going to give you guys the trades in favor, and it's going to give you guys the price of swell money flow and the support and resistance lines that you guys need for your take profit levels, okay? When you purchase this, we are then going to give you guys $400 off the top and bottom finder where you set up signals and alerts every morning. When you guys become a member, you get hooked up like crazy. You pay $50 and then we're going to give you $150 and then $400 off. So it's $550 we're going to give you off of these indicators that someone who's not a member that has to pay. Okay? Once you guys do that and you have them all set up, email us if you guys have any questions. Like, you can look for the testimonials yourself. As you saw me teach you, you're like, oh, this makes sense, right? Like, it makes sense why people are making 4,000, 9,000, 2,100 in 3 days, 500, 5,200, 4,300 with the indicators specifically, not our membership. This is just indicators, okay? And people are doing this time and time again, all right? What you guys can do right now, snag those indicators, come back over to your charts, set up the alert like I showed you guys on the top and bottom finder, and then you guys can start taking trades if you choose when you get a buy signal, strong buy signal on the daily or the 4-hour chart. Just wait for well money to flow to be low and wait for trades in favor to be low. If you happen to be really one of those people who are like, you're just itching for a trade and you just get into it, I'm not saying this is advice at all, but even if you do that, because some of us are just stimulated to get into trades, you're probably still going to win the trade about 80% of the time because you have insurance on your trade anyways. So if you're really honest with yourself and you're like, Travis, I'm one of those guys that I'm good at following a strategy, but some mornings, if I'm honest with myself, I just get excited and I just want to take a trade. Okay, if you're one of those people and you're good for you for being honest, use this strategy because you're going to force yourself to use good risk management and insurance on your trade. So even if you are wrong and you enter in like at the top, you can still have risk management to the downside. So you'll always be having your break-even entry come lower if the market doesn't go in your favor. Want to win 80% of the time? Just wait for a buy signal, well money flow to be low, trades in favor to be low, get the trifecta set up just like this, and you guys will literally win 80% of the time. That's literal statistics we've ran for almost 2 years now on this strategy, and just stick to the 4-hour and the daily. That's it. Once you guys have the indicators, because you guys got a membership here with the discount, you guys can actually come over here and watch this and we'll start calling them out. We're waiting for some certain trades right now to come into profit, but I wanted to teach this to you guys right now because you now have the tools to take these trades over and over and over again, guys. Again, 80% of the time, we are winning all of our trades without even using one buy limit. If the market goes down, 16.2% of the time we use one buy limit, 4.93%, 5% of the time we use two buy limits. And we just do this over and over and over and over. Okay, guys? Hope you enjoyed this today. This is a good, fun tutorial for you. Indicators are linked in the description. Again, if you guys get a membership first, you can watch me trade my $1 million account and where I think the market's going to be headed, and that's really fun twice a week. But then on top of that, you guys get $550 worth of discounts on the indicators by just becoming a member. Enjoy. Email us at Trade Confident if you guys have any questions. This is not a time where you guys come in, you just buy a membership and indicators and we say goodbye. No. You email us and you ask us all the questions that you possibly have so we can help you trade this successfully. It is betradeconfident@gmail.com. I don't care if you want to email us beforehand, after you get the indicators. If you need help setting them up on your trading view chart, we're here to do that. We've got tutorial videos for you. If you want to show us your first trade, you're like, hey, Travis, I think this is a good trade. Can you just give me your advice, although I know you're not a financial advisor? Yes, guys, send them in. We'll tell you guys, yeah, this is what we see, and we think this probably meets the criteria of what we call a quality trade setup. We are here to help you guys. The indicators and this strategy is the highest win rate strategy ever recorded in cryptocurrency on YouTube. We are very humbled by that, but it's because of the risk management that we use. And I hope today I proved this to you guys of how it's actually possible to go 284 wins, have 0 losses, and have insurance on every single trade so you can trade smart in this market. Enjoy, guys. All the indicators are linked in the description. Enjoy all the discounts that we give you and enjoy the profits as well. All right, guys. Bye-bye.